Hi, Epiphany. I'm going to read to you Cherry and Olive. Ready? Sherry Sullivan lives in an apartment with her father. She often looks out the window to watch other children play and wishes for a friend. And every morning she sees her father's gray truck parked in front of the animal shelter where he works. Cherry likes almost everything, especially chocolate and cheese. What does she dislike? Cherries in cakes and candy, and especially in the jam that her mother loves so much. Cherry also devours books, comic books about pirates, Jules Verne novels, and a guide to birds. The guide even teaches her how to talk to birds, cooing, twittering, clucking, quacking. She knows all kinds of bird calls. At school, Sherry stays quiet so no one will notice her. Sherry Sullivan, come up to the blackboard, the teacher calls. If we need 12 strawberries to prepare a jar of jam, how many do we need to prepare 5 jars? Sherry hears kids snickering behind her. With that cherry, we could make tons of jam. During recess, Sherry sits alone on a bench at the end of the playground with a book in her lap. Books are definitely more interesting than those kids, she thinks. Then she gets lost in her book and imagines having a wonderful adventure flying around the world in a hot air balloon. But there's one boy who seems like a hero from one of Cherry's books, a handsome Anglo. He always has a group of girls flocking around him on the playground. Cherry would never dare to join in. Sometimes Cherry sees him at the library, but she hides behind the bookshelf so that he doesn't see her. Since her mother left, Sherry has helped her father after school at the animal shelter, cleaning the animal cages. One day she notices that the last cage is strangely quiet. Sherry walks over and finds an adorable, wrinkly little dog. "Hello, sweet puppy," she says. The dog lifts its head and wags its tail. It's happy to see her. "I'm going to call you Olive, my round little friend," she said proudly. Cherry and Olive became the best of friends and do everything together. They go for walks, play fetch, and even cuddle up for a nap. Her father warns her not to become too attached. Olive doesn't belong to you. At any moment, her owner might come to the shelter and take her home. Cherry begins to cry. "No, Dad. Please let me take them away. Don't let them take me away from my only friend." "I'm sorry, honey. If nobody comes to pick up Olive within a month, you may keep her. But if her owner comes before then, promise me you won't make a fuss about getting rid of her." Sherry agrees, secretly hoping Olive's owner will never find her. Whenever someone comes to the shelter, Cherry takes Olive for a walk so no one will see her. They wander under the weeping willows, around the well fountain, and past the ice cream man, but the walk is always over too soon. On the way to the park, the people they pass always point and stare at the old-looking dog. Cherry knows just how sad Olive feels. She sticks her tongue out at them and stands up for her friend. One day, they were walking along. They ran into Leah and Matilda, the two meanest girls at school. "Look at Cherry and her stinky, wrinkly dog," they shouted. "It looks like it needs to be ironed." Cherry, to her surprise, tells the girls to leave the dog alone. She has never dared to stand up to them before, and it feels very good. On the day that Cherry has Olive for exactly 1 month, they take their usual walk in the park. Cherry tells herself, "If we arrive at the well fountain before the mail carrier arrives, Olive will stay with me." Unfortunately, the mail carrier is already there with Cherry, and Olive reach the fountain. Cherry doesn't give up hope. "If we arrive at the end of the park, before the ice cream man, Olive will stay with me." Unfortunately, the ice cream man is already at the park exit. Cherry wanders farther and farther, trying to make the walk as long as possible before they have to return. As they round the corner to the shelter, Cherry's heart sinks as she sees three people standing with her father. They must be Olive's owner. She wants to turn around and pretend she never saw them, but Olive pulls the leash out of her hands and runs and runs and runs, leaving Cherry standing all alone. Olive is excited to see her owners and jumps up and down. Cherry recognizes the boy with his parents. It's Anglo. He hugs his dog and turns towards Cherry. "Thank you for caring for her. I've just lived around the corner. Would you like to come visit her sometime?" he asks. "Oh yes," Cherry answers, relieved and surprised. Cherry and Anglo sit together, petting the dog. She even gets up enough courage to talk to him. "By the way, what's your dog's name?" she asks. "You don't know? Her name is Chocolate," he replies. Cherry smiles because chocolate is one of her favorite things of all, and so is having new friends. The end. I hope you liked it. It's called Cherry and Olive. The puppy dog. I did the puppy dog.